The most challenging, honestly, are that some of the Psalms, even the praise Psalms, may often have concepts that are very difficult to find a childlike word to describe, or they may have two verses that are rather, maybe like David, a mighty warrior. Maybe they're a little too powerful, a little too assertive, I'll say, for a child. So there were times that I needed to make a creative decision, and maybe there would be a couple of verses that did not fit maybe a child's perspective. And so we focus on the praise part of that psalm.
And how do you see that putting praise into rhyme is something that can help a child to really absorb the scriptures into their lives?
Well, putting anything into rhyme makes it more memorable. It makes it fun and interesting for children. And so I think primarily it's the rhyme that they just remember. They can always come back to words that fit together and that sing-song kind of rhythm.
Well, and God, and we think about the Psalms and really the way that they're structured and how they communicate. Many of them very simple, very lyrical. They were obviously designed to be sung. So to really adapt those for children, that really gives a great opportunity for them to learn the Psalms better, to learn the meaning, and then on top of that, you got illustrations.
Yes, which are
Tell
delightful.
me about those.
Oh my goodness. Well, Courtney Smith is just a very talented illustrator, and she was assigned by the publisher, and I have been thrilled with what she has done in both this book and in Twas the Night Before Jesus. She is a young mother. She is incredibly experienced and gifted, and she prays over each book before she completes the illustrations, and you can see that, I think, in her work.
Donna Wyland is joining us today here on the Meeting House on Faith Radio. It is the Summer 2023 Christian Product Expo in Lexington, Kentucky. This is the Meeting House here on Faith Radio. Well, you mentioned a book. It's been out for several years. It's called Twas the Night Before Jesus. But here, as we enter into the late summer months, as we have this conversation in August, Christmas is not too far away. And share with me about the inspiration for Twas the Night Before Jesus.
I have always loved Twas the Night Before Christmas. I think most of us have. We've grown up with it, and it's been a classic. This was one that I can honestly say I wasn't exactly thinking about this one either. God is so surprising and so awesome when he just puts the hint of an idea into your mind. And one morning, I was sitting having quiet time, and the thought of this book came to mind. And so I just began to pray and write, and this has been a 5-year process, a culmination.
Wow.
It took me many, many years to find that ending piece where I just knew that that was it. That was what the Lord was looking for. And once I got those last couple stanzas, I knew it was ready.
Well, I don't want to ask you about a spoiler as far as the ending. But as far as let's talk about the concept.
Yes.
Though, is it loosely based on Twas the Night Before Christmas, or is it pretty much something that is, I guess, its own unique work?
I would say it's unique, definitely biblically based. It does have the same number of stanzas as Twas the Night Before Christmas, the same sing-song rhyme, and very adorable illustrations that captivate children. But what is so different about it is that it's telling the true meaning of Christmas. And it goes far beyond the birth of Christ. It also shares his life, his death, his resurrection in simple terms. And then at the end, it brings the child back to Christmas. And the very last stanza says, "Until then on Christmas we say with delight, happy birthday to Jesus, and to all a good night."